Welcome to My Expat Stories. This one's about a small flat in Glasgow where Marcus sits every evening making herbal tea and thinking about a different blend. The one she made him, lemongrass, ginger, something else he couldn't identify. Take this every night, she'd said. It'll help. And it did help. Best sleep he'd had in months. Except she wasn't making him sleep better, she was making him trust her. And he paid £112,000 for that trust. Marcus is 54 now, part-time healthcare consulting in Glasgow, starting over with £12,000 in savings, instead of £140,000. If you've ever experienced something so real, so professional, so immersive that you couldn't imagine it being fake, smash that subscribe button. This one will show you how £15,000 of staging can steal £112,000 of savings. Here's Marcus. Right, so I'm stood in an overgrown courtyard in Phuket, staring at empty buildings covered in vines, paint peeling, windows broken, weeds growing through cracks in the concrete. 4 months ago I got photos of this exact place. Beautiful treatment rooms, refurbished bungalows, yoga pavilion with polished teak floors, everything ready for opening week. Now there's nothing, just abandoned buildings that clearly haven't been touched in years. £112,000. Gone. And the worst part, I stayed at the first retreat for 7 days. I experienced it. Professional massage therapists, skilled yoga instructors, organic meals, other guests talking about their transformations. It was real. I touched it. I lived in it. I breathed the incense and tasted the herbal tea and felt her hands working the knots out of my shoulders. All of it staged, all of it temporary, all of it designed to make me believe. Let me back up. Tell you how a 52-year-old healthcare administrator from Glasgow lost everything to a woman who knew exactly where to touch to make him feel safe. My name's Marcus. I'm 54 now, but this started when I was 52. March 2024. I'd worked for the NHS for 28 years. Started as a junior administrator at Glasgow Royal Infirmary. Worked my way up. Operations manager, regional coordinator. Last 5 years I was evaluating NHS trust performance across Scotland. Good job, decent money, 58 grand a year, pension, security. But I was done, properly done. 28 years of watching the NHS crumble, of writing reports nobody read, of knowing exactly what needed fixing, but having no power to fix it. I was exhausted. My marriage ended in 2022. Sarah left me for a consultant at her hospital. They'd been having an affair for 2 years. I found out when she left her email open on the kitchen laptop. There was a thread about where they'd spend Christmas. Our house wasn't mentioned. The divorce was finalised in October 2023. She got the house in Bearsden. I got a flat in Maryhill. She got the Audi. I got redundancy from the NHS because they were restructuring. And I'd had enough anyway. £140,000. That's what I walked away with. Redundancy, pension withdrawal penalties, sale of half the house after the mortgage was paid. I sat in my new flat in January 2024. 1 bedroom, magnolia walls, laminate floors, view of a car park. Thinking, is this it? Is this what 28 years of healthcare administration gets you? A flat in Maryhill, an early retirement at 52 with fuck all to show for it. I needed something meaningful, something that wasn't just waiting to die. I'd always been interested in wellness, holistic health, the idea that you could actually help people heal instead of just processing them through a broken system. During my NHS years, I'd seen how little attention was paid to prevention, to lifestyle, to treating the whole person instead of just symptoms. So I thought, why not? Why not use my redundancy to build something in that space? Thailand kept coming up in my research. Wellness tourism, retreats, affordable growing industry. In March, I booked a flight, 1-month trip. I'd visit wellness centres, see if the industry was legit, see if there was an opportunity for someone with healthcare administration experience. I landed in Bangkok, spent a week there, visited 3 wellness centres, all pretty basic. Yoga classes, massage, healthy food, nothing particularly transformative. Then I flew to Chiang Mai, spent 10 days trying different retreats. Some were good. Some were backpacker hostels with a meditation class tacked on. The quality was all over the place, but I could see the potential. Western clients paying £2,000 for a week. Operational costs probably £500. The margins were incredible if you did it properly. Third week I flew to Phuket. Friend of a friend had recommended a place. Serenity Wellness Sanctuary. Said it was the real deal. Traditional Thai healing combined with modern wellness practices. I booked 7 days. Detox program. £1,500. The taxi from the airport took about 40 minutes. Wound up into the hills, through rubber tree plantations, then turned down a small road, through a gate, and there it was. Stunning. Traditional Thai pavilions built into the hillside. Dark teak wood, white stone pathways, tropical gardens. The Andaman Sea visible in the distance. The whole place smelled like frangipani and lemongrass. A woman met me at reception. Thai, maybe late 20s, wearing a simple white linen dress. "Welcome to Serenity," she said. "I'm Ploy. I'll show you to your bungalow." We walked along a stone path, past a yoga pavilion. Open air, polished wooden floor, cushions and mats arranged neatly. Through gardens with Buddha statues and small fountains. The sound of water trickling, birds singing. It felt peaceful, proper peaceful. My bungalow was simple but beautiful. Teak floors, white walls, large windows overlooking the jungle. A small balcony with 2 chairs and a low table. The bathroom had a rainfall shower and smelled like eucalyptus. I unpacked, changed into loose cotton trousers and a t-shirt, went to the main pavilion for orientation. There were maybe 8 other guests. Mixture of ages, nationalities, a German couple in their 60s, an American woman about 40, a young British lad, maybe 30, an Australian woman with grey hair tied back. Then she walked in. Thai woman, late 30s maybe, wearing white linen trousers and a cream-coloured top, long black hair pulled back, minimal makeup. She had this calm presence like she was completely comfortable in her own skin. "Good afternoon, everyone," she said. Her English was perfect. Almost no accent. "I'm Suda. I design and run all the wellness programs here at Serenity. Welcome." She sat on a cushion at the front, cross-legged, hands resting on her knees. "Most people come here running from something," she said. Her voice was soft but clear. Divorce, career burnout, loss, grief. The body holds trauma. Stress manifests physically. We're here to help you release what you've been carrying. She explained the philosophy. Traditional Thai medicine. The balance of elements in the body. Wind, fire, water, earth. How emotional stress disrupts that balance. How they use massage, herbs, meditation, movement to restore equilibrium. "I studied at Wat Pho Traditional Medicine School in Bangkok," she said. 6 years of training. Then I worked at a wellness clinic before joining Serenity 8 years ago. I've been developing our programs here since then. She went through the schedule. Morning meditation at 6:30, breakfast at 7:30, yoga at 9, individual treatments in the afternoon, group activities in the evening, lights out at 9:30. "Your bodies need rest," she said. "Real rest, not just sleep. Rest from stress, from stimulation, from carrying things that aren't yours to carry." After the orientation, I went back to my bungalow, lay on the bed, listened to the jungle sounds, thought about what she'd said. The body holds trauma. Yeah, mine probably did. The first treatment was the next afternoon, 2 o'clock. I walked to the spa building, small wooden structure, dimly lit, smelled like jasmine and something else. Bergamot, maybe. Suda was there. She'd changed into a darker outfit, loose trousers, fitted top, hair still pulled back. "Hello, Marcus," she said. "Come in. Make yourself comfortable." The treatment room had a mat on the floor, cushions, a low table with oils and herbs, soft music playing, some kind of bamboo flute. "I'd like to do a consultation first," she said. "Tell me about your health, your stress levels. What brought you here?" I told her about the NHS, about the divorce, about feeling like I'd wasted 28 years in a system that didn't value what I understood about healthcare, about wanting to build something meaningful. She listened, really listened, not just nodding politely. Her eyes stayed on mine. When I finished, she was quiet for a moment. "You've been carrying other people's pain for a long time," she said. "Healthcare workers do that. They absorb the suffering around them, and nobody teaches them how to release it." "Yeah, that's exactly it." "Lie down," she said. "We'll start with traditional Thai massage. It'll be deep, therapeutic. Not relaxing at first, but necessary." I lay face down on the mat. She knelt beside me, placed her hands on my lower back. They were warm, firm. She started working. And bloody hell. It hurt. She used her knees, her elbows, her body weight, pressing into muscles I didn't know I had, finding knots and tension I'd been carrying for years. Breathe, she said quietly. Don't hold it. Let it go. I tried, but it was difficult. Every time she hit a particularly tight spot, I'd tense up. That's fear, she said. Your body's protecting itself. But you're safe here. You can let go. Something about the way she said it. You're safe here. I felt tears sting my eyes. I hadn't cried since the divorce, since before the divorce actually. Years. The treatment lasted 90 minutes. By the end I felt wrung out. Exhausted. But lighter somehow. She brought me herbal tea afterward. We sat on the balcony of the spa building, overlooking the jungle. How do you feel? She asked. Tired, but good. Like something shifted. She smiled. That's the beginning. The body releases slowly, layer by layer. This week you'll go deeper. We talked for maybe 20 minutes. About healing. About the difference between fixing symptoms and addressing root causes. About how Western medicine treats the body like a machine instead of an ecosystem. She was smart, proper smart. She could talk about anatomy, physiology, the nervous system, but also about energy, about how emotion affects physical health, about Thai traditional medicine principles I'd never heard of. I studied Western medicine too, she said. Anatomy and physiology at Chulalongkorn University. I wanted to understand both systems, traditional wisdom and modern science. They're not contradictory, they're complementary. That evening at dinner I sat with some of the other guests, the Australian woman, Helen. She'd been coming to Serenity for 3 years. This place changed my life, she said. I was a mess when I first came. Anxiety, chronic pain. Nothing worked. 6 months of treatments here and I was completely different. What keeps you coming back? I asked. Suda, she said simply. She's extraordinary. Most wellness practitioners are reading from a script, but Suda actually understands healing. She sees you, really sees you. Over the next 7 days I experienced the retreat fully. Morning meditation sessions led by Suda, sitting on cushions in the yoga pavilion at dawn. The air cool, the jungle waking up. Her voice guiding us through breathing exercises. Visualization, body scanning. Notice where you're holding tension, she'd say. Don't try to fix it. Just notice. Awareness is the first step toward release. Yoga classes taught by a Thai instructor named Kai. Gentle. Restorative. Not the athletic Western yoga I'd tried before. This was about opening, softening, creating space. Meals were simple but delicious. Fresh vegetables, rice, fish, herbs. Everything tasted clean, alive. Not like the processed garbage I'd been eating in Glasgow. And treatments with Suda. 3 more sessions that week. Each one different. Each one deeper. The 3rd session, she did Thai herbal compress therapy. Hot bundles of lemongrass and ginger, and other herbs I couldn't identify, wrapped in cloth, pressed into my back, my shoulders, my neck. The heat penetrating, the scent filling the room. Your body's been in fight or flight for years, she said quietly. Her hands working the compress along my spine. The NHS, the divorce. You've been running on cortisol and adrenaline. Never resting, never feeling safe. She was right. I hadn't felt safe in years. Let it go, she said softly. You're safe here. I did cry that time, quietly. Face pressed into the mat, tears soaking into the fabric. She didn't say anything, just kept working. Her hands steady, the compress warm against my skin. After a while she started humming, some Thai melody, low and soothing. When the treatment ended she brought me tea, a different blend this time. We sat on the balcony again. Healing isn't just about the body, she said. It's about finding purpose again. Finding what matters. Most people come here thinking they need to fix their pain, but really they need to find their path. What's your path? I asked. This, she said. Helping people release what they've been carrying. Helping them find their way back to themselves. She looked at me. What's yours? I don't know. That's why I'm here, she smiled. You'll find it. That evening she made me a personalised herbal blend. A small cloth bag filled with dried herbs. It smelled earthy and slightly bitter. Take this every night, she said. Steep it in hot water for 5 minutes. Drink it before bed. It'll help you sleep. help your nervous system calm down. I did. That night and every night that week. Best sleep I'd had in months. Deep, dreamless, restorative. On the 6th day, the owner showed up. Rebecca Sterling, British woman, late 40s, blonde hair, confident. She had that expat energy, like she'd been in Thailand long enough to understand the culture, but not so long that she'd gone native. She found me after breakfast, sitting on my bungalow balcony, reading. "Marcus," she said, "I'm Rebecca. I own Serenity. Mind if I join you? Please." She sat down, ordered tea from a passing staff member, looked out at the view. "Suda tells me you've got healthcare administration background," she said. "Yeah, 28 years. NHS. Perfect." She leaned forward. "Can I be blunt with you?" "Sure. I'm looking to expand. Serenity's been operating for 9 years. We're profitable. Booked solid year-round. But we turn away at least 30% of inquiries because we're full. The demand's incredible. Right, I want to open a second location. I found the perfect property. About 15 minutes from here. Bigger. 6 guest bungalows, yoga pavilion, multiple treatment rooms, ocean views. Sounds good. It is. But I need a partner. Someone who understands operations. Healthcare. Someone who gets what we're actually trying to do here. Not just someone with money. She showed me her phone. Photos of a stunning property. Traditional Thai architecture. Gardens. The sea in the background. Total investment. About £160,000, she said. Renovations, equipment, staffing, marketing. I can put in 80,000. If you can match that, we'd be equal partners. I felt my pulse quicken. This was what I'd been looking for. A meaningful second career. An opportunity to build something in wellness. With someone who'd already proven the model worked. But I'm not stupid. I'm a healthcare administrator. I know how to evaluate operations. I'd like to see your financials, I said. Of course. Rebecca pulled out her tablet. Showed me profit and loss statements going back 3 years. Tax returns. Bank statements. Client booking records. The numbers were impressive. Serenity generated about £300,000 annually. Operating costs were around £195,000. Net profit around £105,000. 35% margins. And this is with turning away business, she said. Sanctuary 2 would probably do similar numbers within 18 months, maybe better because it's a larger property. Over the next 2 days, Rebecca and I talked extensively. She gave me complete access to everything. Financial records, client testimonials, online reviews, vendor contracts. I spent hours reviewing it all. Serenity had excellent ratings. 4.8 stars on TripAdvisor, glowing reviews on Google, featured in wellness travel blogs. I researched Rebecca's background, found interviews with her in wellness industry magazines. She'd been featured in an article about successful female entrepreneurs in Southeast Asia. The due diligence looked solid. And here's what really convinced me. I was staying there. I was experiencing it. This wasn't some theoretical business plan. This was an operating retreat centre with systems that worked. Professional staff, quality treatments, happy clients. Suda was part of the expansion conversations. She'd be designing all the wellness programs for Sanctuary 2. We met one evening, the 3 of us, on the terrace of the main pavilion, watching the sunset, drinking herbal tea. Having someone with your background changes everything, Suda said. She was wearing a pale blue dress, silver earrings. Her hair was down for once. Most investors just see profit margins, revenue projections. But you understand healing. You understand what we're actually trying to do. She pulled out a notebook, showed me detailed program designs she'd been developing. 7-day stress recovery program, she said. 14-day complete detox. 21-day transformation retreats. I've been working on these curricula for years, but never had the facilities to implement them properly. Her passion was obvious. She'd sketch out treatment schedules, explain therapeutic progressions, reference research on traditional Thai medicine efficacy. This is what I've always dreamed of, she said. Building something that actually transforms people's lives. Most wellness centres are just spas with yoga classes. But we're going to do real healing work. She looked at me. Having a partner who actually understands healthcare systems, who knows what works, that's so valuable. I felt something shift. This wasn't just a business opportunity. This was someone who understood what I'd been searching for. Someone who valued the same things. Before I left, we had dinner. Just Suda and me. Rebecca was handling something in Bangkok, small restaurant down the hill from Serenity. Outdoor seating, simple Thai food, sound of waves in the distance. Suda wore that same pale blue dress. Minimal makeup. She looked younger somehow. More relaxed. We talked about the expansion, about the program she wanted to develop, about combining traditional Thai medicine with evidence-based wellness practices. Then she got quiet, looked at her plate, pushed rice around with her fork. I wasn't planning to open my heart to anyone again after my divorce, she said. The wellness work became everything. My purpose, my identity. But meeting someone who actually understands what we're trying to build here, who values healing the way I do, that's different. She reached across the table, touched my hand, just her fingers on mine. Light, warm. I'm glad you came to Serenity, Marcus. We sat like that for a moment. Her hand on mine, the warm evening air, the sound of the ocean. Me too, I said. So I did the investment. I flew back to Glasgow, spent 2 weeks reviewing everything one more time. Had a solicitor friend look at the partnership documents. He said they looked standard, legitimate. I met with my financial advisor, told him I was investing £80,000 in a wellness retreat partnership in Thailand. He was sceptical but admitted the financials looked solid. In late April, I transferred £80,000 to the partnership's Thai bank account. My hands were steady when I did it. No tremors, no second thoughts. I was confident. Suda sent me a message that evening. I can't wait to start building this together. The healing we're going to facilitate. The lives we're going to change. Thank you for believing in what we're doing. Then another message 10 minutes later. Thank you for believing in me. Over the next 3 months, I visited Phuket twice to monitor renovation progress. First visit was late May. 6 weeks after my initial investment, Suda coordinated everything. Picked me up at the airport, drove me to the property. The renovations had started. Workers on site, materials delivered. The buildings looked better than in the photos. The bones were good. Traditional Thai architecture. Solid teak wood. Suda walked me through each space, explaining how it'd be used. This room will be perfect for Thai herbal compress therapy, she said. The windows face west. Afternoon light. Perfect energy. And this pavilion will be ideal for meditation sessions. The acoustics are incredible. We'd have dinner sometimes, just the two of us. She'd update me on progress, show me samples of treatment oils she was sourcing, fabrics for cushions and linens. One evening we ate at a restaurant overlooking the bay. She was animated, excited. This is what I've always dreamed of, she said. Building something that actually transforms people's lives. Not just temporary relaxation, real healing. Deep work. She reached across the table again, touched my hand, a gesture that was becoming familiar. I'm so glad Rebecca found you, she said. Having a partner who actually understands healthcare, who values what we're doing, that's rare. She'd text between my visits, photos of herbs she was sourcing, screenshots of research articles on Thai traditional medicine, updates on renovation milestones. One message said, "Missing our therapy sessions. You were my best client, most receptive, most open to healing." I saved that message, read it probably 10 times. Felt something warm in my chest every time. Second visit was early July. The renovations were progressing well. Rebecca sent weekly updates, photos, expense summaries. Costs were tracking slightly over budget. Water damage they discovered. Upgraded finishes to match the quality of Serenity 1. Nothing seemed unreasonable. Then in late July, Rebecca emailed, we needed additional capital. Renovations had run about £20,000 over budget. Structural issues with one of the bungalows. Upgraded treatment room equipment. She asked if I could invest another £32,000. I was hesitant. That'd bring my total to £112,000, most of my redundancy. But Rebecca made a compelling case. We were so close to opening. It'd be foolish to compromise the launch by being undercapitalised. Quality mattered in wellness. Clients could tell when corners were cut. I agreed. Transferred another £32,000 in early August. £112,000 total invested. Almost everything I had. I lay awake most nights now replaying that decision. The moment I clicked confirm. The moment I chose belief over caution. 2 weeks later, Rebecca announced Serenity Sanctuary 2 would open in 6 weeks. Mid-September, we'd already secured bookings. 8 clients confirmed for the opening week. Inquiries coming in daily. Suda sent excited messages. Finally, we can start the real work, the programs I've designed. The healing will facilitate. This is going to be extraordinary, Marcus. Everything we've talked about, everything we've planned, it's happening. The opening week arrived. September 15th. I flew to Phuket for the launch. I was nervous, excited. This was it. My second career. My meaningful contribution. Everything I'd worked toward. The taxi driver had trouble finding the address. We drove past it twice. Finally pulled over. My stomach dropped before I even got out. The villa complex was there, but it looked nothing like the photos. The buildings were older, run down. No yoga pavilion. No renovated bungalows. No treatment rooms. Just vacant buildings with broken windows and vines growing through cracks. I got out, walked through the unlocked gate. The courtyard was overgrown. Weeds everywhere. The buildings looked abandoned, like nobody'd touched them in years. Definitely not recently renovated. I walked through each building. Empty. No furniture, no equipment. No sign of any recent work. Paint was peeling. Wood was rotting. One building had a tree growing through the roof. This couldn't be right. This wasn't possible. I pulled out my phone, called Rebecca, straight to voicemail. Called Suda, number disconnected. That sick feeling, that cold realization spreading through my chest. I drove immediately to Serenity, where I'd stayed 4 months earlier, where I'd experienced 7 days of professional wellness treatments, where Suda had worked on my shoulders and made me herbal tea. When I pulled up, I felt confused. The sign was different. Phuket Hill Resort. I walked into reception. Different layout. Different decor. Nothing looked the same. I asked for the manager. A Thai woman came out. Maybe 40. I'm looking for Rebecca Sterling, I said. And Serenity Wellness Sanctuary. She looked confused. This property's been Phuket Hill Resort for 8 years. There's never been a wellness centre here. No, I stayed here. 4 months ago. 7 days. I showed her photos on my phone. The yoga pavilion. The treatment rooms. The bungalows. She studied them carefully. These photographs weren't taken here, she said. Some of the backgrounds look similar. The hillside. The ocean view. But the interiors are completely different. Those buildings don't exist on this property. I felt dizzy. Like the ground was moving. I drove to the tourist police station. Spent 3 hours giving a statement to a detective who spoke fluent English. His name was Somchai. Maybe 50. Calm. Professional. He listened to everything. Took notes. Asked clarifying questions. This is not the first time, he said when I finished. We've seen similar operations. Very sophisticated. They rent properties temporarily. Stage them. Create the appearance of a functioning business just long enough to convince investors. Over the next week, Detective Somchai investigated. The truth was devastating. Serenity Wellness Sanctuary had never existed as a registered business in Phuket. The property I'd stayed at was indeed Phuket Hill Resort, but someone had temporarily transformed part of it. We believe they rented several rooms and common areas for 2 weeks, the detective explained. Brought in their own equipment, signage, staff. Created a complete wellness retreat experience for the duration of your stay. The other guests? Likely paid actors. Or accomplices. We're investigating. I thought about Helen, the Australian woman who'd been coming for 3 years. Who said Serenity changed her life? Was she being paid 200 quid to sit there and lie to me? The detective continued. The testimonials you read online were fabricated, posted on fake review sites designed to look like TripAdvisor and Google. The interviews with Rebecca in wellness magazines were paid placements in obscure online publications that look legitimate but aren't. The financial records showing 3 years of profitable operations were complete forgeries. Very well done, but fake. Suda wasn't who she claimed. There was no wellness program director by that name registered with Wat Pho Traditional Medicine School. No record of her at Chulalongkorn University. The treatments you received were real, the detective said. She's likely a trained massage therapist. The techniques were genuine. But the credentials were fake. The 8 years at Serenity were fiction. And the renovation property? The detective showed me documents. The actual owner confirmed no lease had ever been executed. The progress photographs showing renovation work were either digitally manipulated or taken at completely different properties in Phuket. The bank account I'd transferred money to was controlled by individuals using false identities. My £112,000 had been moved out of Thailand within 48 hours, through several accounts. Then gone. You're not the only victim, the detective said. We've identified at least 4 others over the past 2 years. Combined losses exceed £400,000. I met 2 of them. David, physiotherapist from Canada. He'd invested £95,000. Andrew, massage therapist from Australia. £87,000. We sat in a cafe near the police station. 3 middle-aged men who'd been played perfectly. I stayed there for 10 days, David said. His hands were shaking as he held his coffee. I did yoga every morning, had massages, met other guests, ate meals with them. It felt completely real. It was real, the detective had explained to us. That's the point. You rent a property, hire professional staff for temporary work, instructors, massage therapists, pay them well. Maybe even tell them it's a pop-up wellness experience. It costs money to stage, £10,000 to £15,000 for a 2-week operation. But if you're going to steal £400,000, that's an acceptable investment. Andrew was quiet, just stared at his coffee. She made me a personalised yoga sequence, he said finally, based on my body mechanics, my injury history. It was professional, skilled. How do you fake that? You don't, the detective said. You hire a real yoga instructor, give them background on the mark, let them do their job. They think they're working a legitimate wellness event. They've got no idea what's really happening. 3 months later, the investigation reached a dead end. The woman calling herself Suda had left Thailand the day after my final payment. All the team members had disappeared. Bank accounts closed, phones disconnected, properties vacated. Rebecca Sterling wasn't a real person. The interviews in wellness magazines were fabricated. The photographs were stolen from somewhere else. The detective was apologetic but realistic. These operations are run by organised networks, he said. Very sophisticated. They study their targets. Healthcare professionals, wellness practitioners, people with savings and idealism. They create elaborate scenarios designed specifically for each victim. Then they disappear. Will I get anything back? I asked. He shook his head. I'm sorry. Once the money leaves Thailand, it's gone. These networks are very good at covering their tracks. I flew back to Glasgow in October, 4 months after transferring my final payment. £112,000 poorer. My dreams of a meaningful second career gone. My belief in my own judgment shattered. I'm in a small flat in Glasgow now. Different one, cheaper. Mary Hill again. Part-time healthcare consulting. Picking up whatever work I can find. 54 years old and starting over with £12,000 in savings. Not just the money though, it's the belief, the trust, the feeling that I'd finally found something meaningful. It's sitting in treatment rooms, her hands on my shoulders, working knots out of muscles I didn't know existed. Her voice soft. You're safe here. It's the Thai herbal compress therapy. The scent of lemongrass and ginger filling the room. The heat penetrating my back. Her humming some Thai melody while I cried into the mat. It's her bringing me herbal tea afterward, sitting on the balcony, talking about healing, about finding purpose, about building something that mattered. It's the personalised blend she made me. Take this every night. It'll help. And it did help. For the first time in years, I slept properly. It's walking the renovation property together. Her pointing out where treatment rooms would be. This space will have perfect energy for meditation. The afternoon light. The acoustics. It's dinner overlooking the bay. Her touching my hand. Having a partner who actually understands healthcare. Who values what we're doing. That's rare. It's the text messages. Missing our therapy sessions. You were my best client. I'd felt like I'd found not just a business opportunity, but someone who understood my need for meaningful work, who'd been through loss and found healing, who wanted to help people the way I wanted to help people. All of it calculated, all of it staged, all of it designed. She knew traditional Thai medicine the way I knew healthcare administration. She could discuss anatomy, physiology, therapeutic progressions, energy systems, but she only knew it because she'd studied how to fool healthcare professionals like me. Every conversation about healing was scripted. Every text about wellness programs was performance. Every treatment session was theatre. The woman who made me herbal tea didn't exist. The woman who said you're safe here didn't exist. The woman who touched my hand at dinner didn't exist. I think about it differently now, 6 months later. I'm not angry anymore. I was at first, proper angry. Wanted to fly back to Thailand and find her. Make her pay. But that anger ate me alive for weeks until I had nothing left. Now I'm just sad. And maybe that's worse. I sit in my flat in Maryhill. Make herbal tea. Not the same blend. Just whatever's at Tesco. But I make it the same way. Steep for 5 minutes. Drink it before bed. It doesn't help me sleep anymore. But I make it anyway. Because for 4 months I believed in something. I believed I was building a meaningful second career. I believed someone understood me. I believed I was safe. And maybe that's what I paid £112,000 for. 4 months of believing. I see my NHS mates sometimes. They ask how Thailand went. I say it didn't work out. They don't push. Healthcare people understand failure. We see it every day. My financial advisor suggested I could potentially rebuild my savings if I worked full-time for another 10 years. I'd be 64, almost pension age, starting over from nothing. I don't know if I'll do that. Some days I think yes. Some days I think what's the point? Sarah messaged me last month, my ex-wife. She'd heard I'd lost money in Thailand, wanted to know if I was okay. I didn't reply. What would I say? That I'm living in a flat in Maryhill making £12 an hour doing healthcare consulting. That I believed a woman who made me herbal tea and touched my hand at dinner. That I'm 54 and starting over with fuck all. She wouldn't understand. Nobody would, except maybe David and Andrew. The other victims. We're in a WhatsApp group now. The three of us. We don't talk much. But we're there. When one of us needs to say, I can't believe I fell for it, someone else replies, yeah mate, I know. Last week Andrew sent a message. Said he'd found Suda's photo on a romance scam website. Different name. Same face. She was targeting retired doctors in Australia now. Wellness retreats in Bali. I looked at the photo for a long time. Her in that pale blue dress, silver earrings, smiling at the camera. I deleted it. Blocked the number she'd used. Deleted all the messages. All the photos. Everything. Because what's the point? She's gone. The money's gone. The dream's gone. All I've got left is herbal tea that doesn't work and a flat in Maryhill, and the memory of her hands on my shoulders saying you're safe here, and the knowledge that I'm not safe anywhere. That belief is expensive. That trust costs everything. That's my story. That's Marcus's story. 52 years old, 28 years, healthcare administration. He experienced a 7-day wellness retreat in Phuket, received professional Thai massage, skilled yoga instruction, organic meals, met other guests who'd been transformed. Marcus is back in Glasgow now. Part-time consulting. £12,000 in savings. The meaningful second career he'd dreamed of is gone, but every night he makes herbal tea. Not the same blend, just Tesco's finest. He steeps it for 5 minutes, drinks it before bed. It doesn't help him sleep, but he makes it anyway, because for 4 months he believed he was safe. And Suda touched his hand at dinner and said having a partner who actually understands that's rare. She was studying how to destroy him, and she was very, very good at her job. This is my expat stories. Stay safe out there.